Hello, everyone. This is the final for Professor Gant, our letter to ourselves. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So there's one things, younger Summer, that I would like to tell you, okay? First is be proud of your black identity. Um, Growing up, I went to, Summer, went to different schools, 10 to be exact, 10 different elementary schools and 4 high schools. So it was hard, I guess, to really figure out who you were as a black woman, maneuvering through, your black church and then going to like different mixed schools. So oftentimes you felt like you had to assimilate into white culture, and if you did assimilate, you still felt like you had to like represent black people, like you were the spokesperson, so you might have like done stereotypical things to identify yourself among people. So my advice to you is be strong in your identity, be strong in your blackness. Don't feel like you have to prove anything to anyone. It's okay to like have different groups of friends or have different ways you communicate with people, but as long as you stay steadfast in who you are as a beautiful black woman, melanin goddess, just embrace who you are and the people around you. Oftentimes, like black people, we always threaten each other. Oh, we're gonna take away your black card because you ain't do this. You don't like this. Like I don't like sweet potato pie. I put mayonnaise on everything. So, my advice to you is just don't feel like being black is a certain identity. Just enjoy different parts of being black. Like just enjoy. I listen to rock. I listen to hip hop. I listen to whole bunch of different things. So don't feel like your identity is determined by other black people, because it's not. I'm black. I'm Summer. I determine what I like, what things that I find myself I devote time to, and what is important to me. Secondly, Summer, you are way too nice. Um, and that being said, I'm joking, but like you are a sweet, kind-hearted, loving person. You always give people a benefit of a doubt. You always look out for the welfare of other people you barely know. And that's something that's very precious, and not everyone that you come into contact with deserves that level of kindness and deserves that level of commitment. So oftentimes people will take advantage of your kindness or take advantage of how sweet you are, and they'll prey on that and think that they can get things out of you without reciprocating it. So I wouldn't tell you to be more selfish or become bitter, but just be more selective in like who you devote your time and your energy to, and really give it to people who you know will reciprocate it. Give it to people who, if you call on them, they're going to answer. And that's the kind of people you should have in your circle. That's the kind of people that you should surround yourself with. Thirdly, Summer, there's a lot of pressure of finding a partner, finding a man, as we like to say in my family. Get you a man, or it's a lot of pressure in the black community to like, settle down, get you a man, the 9-to-5 family and all that. I mean, that goes across the board, not just with black people. But the saying is, it's harder for us black women to find other black men. So, also with that is like, don't. A lot of times, like when you're single, you feel the pressure to kind of settle or look for people that fill in voids just because you're bored, and to my younger self, don't feel pressured to find somebody. Like it is not that deep. Like you should be focusing on you. Like before you want to find somebody, you have to make sure you're good mentally and emotionally. Like how can you expect to find somebody or find somebody to spend your time with if you don't even like spending time with yourself? Like learn how to love you, learn you before you find yourself being with someone, and that's truly important. Yeah, and college dudes, they don't know what they want. Just, they're good as friends, but don't get caught up in these undergrads or these little boys. But just be happy being you. And I know a lot of times grandma, my mom, aunt, mommy, auntie, they'll tell you like a most attractive thing about a woman is her just doing what she has to do, and then someone will come along who wants to be a part of that, someone who is equally as passionate, who is equally as compassionate, who is equally a music lover like you, who's funny, who's witty, courageous, is not afraid to speak his mind. But just he'll come, but just embrace the single life. Like it's fun. I ain't got to report to nobody. I'm just doing me, working on finding a job after graduation. Like that's where I'm at right now. So you younger summer who's looking or who's, you know, wanting to be with someone, it's not all that's cracked up to be. A lot of times people put on the facade of like the relationship is this and this and that, but just enjoy you. Your time will come. Do not compare your situation with other people, because you don't know what they're going through and they don't know what you're going through. So enjoy the now. Enjoy what's happening currently. Don't be pressed about things that are out of your control. And lastly, Summer, just want to say you are beautiful, you are strong, you're courageous, you illuminate the lives of other people that's always around you, and you know you're going to continue to do that once you get older. And don't stop doing that. And don't let anybody steal your happiness or steal your joy. Don't give anyone power to control how you feel, and don't be afraid to let go of people who are toxic or who don't benefit you in the long run. And just let them go, because they're not going to do anything for you. So yeah, thank you, Professor Gant. Thank you, class. That is the letter to myself.